Welcome back to tonight's Sad Reality. We're playing a game with secrets while I talk about how secrets are kind of actually really shallow in real life. I'm going to be playing probably one of the easiest characters I can think of because, quite frankly, I need to speedrun this game, and this is a fun character that I actually haven't played or gotten any really completion marks on, whatever. So why not do, I don't know, do a little bit of everything at once. So, what am I going to talk about tonight? Well, some funny conversations. I think my coworkers are great. I clown on them sometimes, but fantastic people overall. And what I always find funny about that is, well, you can have so many conversations with people, and sometimes stuff feels kind of shallow. But how shallow is shallow, or how deep is deep when you think about it? I mean, this game has secret rooms in it, but only the real ones know how to like consistently find a secret room with like the generation or whatever. It's really interesting just how well you know a game versus how well the game screws you up, and that's the game. Binding of Isaac. Also, I forget this character interacts with the money, and I find that kind of funny. But yeah, so our conversation was just like, let's talk about not really deep stuff, but like we were both bored, so we're talking about things that piss us off and like speeding tickets and other stuff. Seems like all my coworkers have a speeding ticket at this point, which kind of sucks. It's kind of funny, I guess, because most of us are in our 20s. But you take that, and then you go somewhere from it. I don't really know where the secret room is, but super secret here. Kind of feels like it would be. Wow, crazy. Gameplay. Amazing. Wish I could have reversed the order on that. I mean, there's health down there I might grab later, but I don't really care that much anyways. This character is literally just sort of the epitome of just a spam button win game. They nerfed this character though, so I feel like it used to do way more damage than it does right now. Maybe I'm crazy. You talk about like that, and the speeding ticket's like, well, there's court stuff, whatever. So if you're going too far over the speed limit, then you have to go court mode. And there's this thing called like pray for justice or pray for like forgiveness or something. Prayer for forgiveness. And it's basically like, okay, hey, if it's your first ever screw up in court, whatever, they drop the entire thing if and only if you don't get in trouble for the next like 3 years or whatever. That's kind of to say like, hey, look, we're dumb, we're stupid, we're idiots, teenagers, whatever. But losing your license probably wouldn't help many of us. When many of us just trying to work 9 to 5 jobs or 8-hour jobs with weird work hours is kind of the way it goes most of the time. But yeah, so he was like, that sucked. But he got let off pretty easily, which is nice, especially for his sake. Matchbox is funny. I like this run so far. I'm not opposed. In fact, I'm in favor. He got let off pretty nicely with that, and from there it becomes this. That's a crazy item. It just became him talking about like how this kind of weighed on his mind, and like how every time he gets in the car now he thinks about this stuff, and just like, oh hey, this is forever going to be something you're going to think about and remember, because one day you're going home from an inventory, I believe it was, like an inventory in another store, just doing your job, and just tired, exhausted, want to get home. You go the speed limit, just 1 mile away from when it's actually supposed to be the speed limit, and screw up it just a little bit. Then you're in that situation thinking about that for way longer than you should be, I suppose. I think it's kind of the point of things is like, you're supposed to linger on it, but not that much either. Because if you freak out about stuff, then it's probably not healthy. I mean, there's people who have like anxiety, paranoia, all these things that are real, even though to me, I think sometimes they don't feel that real, but they are to some people. I don't know if that's the middle schooler me or the whatever. I've just never really. Fear is wacky because I don't really care about a lot of things, but I think that's just like the dude being like, it is what it is. It is what it is. I thought it was gonna be a secret room. We're talking about that, and I was like, well, what do you think's worse? Having something done to you or something that you did to yourself, and that being on your mind for hours and hours and hours. And he said probably something out of your control that other people are doing to you would be worse. And I'm like, you know what? I agree. Because stuff happens sometimes, and I haven't really gone into it in too much detail yet. But it sucks, and lingering on that's bad, so I can't recommend that. But as far as a secret goes, well, the more you know people, the more you know your coworkers, the more you know people, the more they're likely to disclose to you. And I believe that's the case with most things in life. But for consideration in this story anyways. It's just interesting that, hey, I got to learn that part of him, the part of him that did something dumb, screwed up, and, well, it was a story in the back while they were putting sensors on clothes. So, I don't necessarily consider that to be a shallow secret either, although I might name that this video. But where the conversation took us was very interesting. It was basically like, well, you can tell people stories just for the sake of entertaining them, also picking their brain a little bit, saying that they're like who they are, but then also changing the narrative to support that. So these things may not mean much to most people, but most people don't like to lie, but people will often find themselves bending the truth just to support whomsoever narrative they're after, I suppose. I find very interesting, so I don't think he's the type to lie, but at the same time, the question it was, what do I think about these things, for example? We had a whole talk after that about, like, I think it was, like, overdiagnosis of, like, medical issues and how we both just don't really care about that kind of stuff, whatever. Just dude activity, I guess. Bro activity. And, we're like, hey, he's like, you might not agree with this, and I'm like, no, actually, I totally agree with you on it, crazy enough. I guess we're both built that way. That's kind of funny, I guess, the perspective, but, you could tell two different stories with that. You could tell the story that, you know, either we both care about this, whatever, or you could just be honest and be like, well, actually, I don't really care about this, but it's, you know, something other people struggle with, this, that. I don't know if that's insensitive or what to think about it, but I don't know. The perspective of a 21-year-old, I guess. I always thought it'd be better to be honest with people than to lie. I mean, it doesn't mean you have to be fully out there, but that's like the secret rooms in this game. You kind of know where they are, but not always. And does that make that shallow? I don't know. Maybe the more you play the game, the more you kind of figure that out, I suppose. 20 worm. I have no idea. Does this do anything to my... No, the whip is still the whip. The whip and Nene. I'll check shop. Can't hurt. So I don't really have a long story other than all that. I mean, work was good today, kind of busy. It's funny, I expected to hear, like, a lot about the stuff that I did while one of my coworkers was busy, like, on vacation, because they're like, whoa, you did this, this, and this, that's pretty crazy, you know, most people weren't able to do that in a few days of work. But then they got back, they're like, I haven't heard good things, and I'm like, bro, what do you mean? What do you mean? But, that was kind of funny, I suppose. Life's a game of perspective, or I guess it can be. I do believe in absolute truth, though. I also believe I'm focusing a little too hard on this. But I got home from work and then I was just playing Balatro again, because I'm like, oh hey, this is fun. And I got home at 8, and I was like, I should probably eat dinner or something. Nope, I gambled for 2 hours straight, I think. Literally just playing Balatro for 2 hours, went downstairs, heat up a breakfast bagel, grabbed a Gatorade, then came back up here and played more Balatro. That's a healthy way to start the day. Or finish my day, I suppose. I'm gonna die here, aren't I? Not a secret room? That's crazy. Well, actually, there's a cursor next to it. I'm a little stupid. I didn't even see that projectile. Well, it's funny it works out that way. It's not like I really had too much to talk about again tonight. It's 2 in the morning, can you believe that? I had that story was worth something, though. I didn't find that many secret rooms, but, yeah, it's always interesting to me to think the conversations we have, if they have meaning, if they don't have meaning, and where that takes us. The secret rooms in this game have stuff or don't have stuff, or maybe it means a lot, maybe it means a little. Sometimes the little things people will hold on to. But I suppose that's it for tonight's sad reality. Shallow secrets. Shall see you tomorrow night. Have a good rest of your night, or morning, or evening, midday, 90-degree weather, something.